It's 700 horsepower, by the way.
We'll see. Welcome in. It's time for the Tootsie's 30 here at Nashville Super Speedway. I'm here with Adam in the booth and myself, Aaron. Are you ready to finally get this series underway?
I had the tab being unmuted, and my speech just came up through the broadcast, and I was like, "Brett's here."
Brett's here.
Oh man, no, it's my voice coming back at me. Oh man.
What do you mean you know
What?
me?
What? Brett's
Unmute.
here.
It's so quiet.
What are you talking about?
Oh, mine is quiet. Hang on.
Yeah, it's just me that I can hear.
Yeah, mine's quiet. I fix. There. That should be better.
My lord, I really sound like that. That's fine.
Let me know if that's better for me.
Yeah, it's working better. I can hear you.
All right, cool. If it sounds like crap, let me know because that's also very important. All right, so we got this, and yeah, Orchids and Overdriving. We're heading into Tootsie's 30 here at the Nashville Super Speedway. New series setup. We have 2,700 horsepower V8 classic bodied cars ready for the newcomers to be thrown straight into the road, straight to the wolves here. And we have some veterans that'll be joining in along. The series basically got revamped. We got rookies, we got veterans, and we got a lot of people here to see. To start off, we're going to go over the starting lineup of the race because we got a new face on pole for the first time in this series. How about this? It's going to be Mariah Douglas in the Alani number 23 getting the first pole of the season.
And she, of course, is going to be joined on the front row by Austin Mason for Mir Douglas Racing. That's 79 Ghost Chevrolet. And then the pair of them will lead us to green tonight, and that's going to take us to row number 2.
Scott Coleman in car number 33, the Ghost Energy Machine. We're starting next to Dale Miles in the 67.
And Dale Miles will be ahead of his teammate and one of DK Motorsports cars. That's Piotr Russell in the 44. An ex-iReal Motorsports car from the Premier Series, repurposed for the weekly series. Of course, still iReal Motorsports. That's to the left of Claire Hawk for DK Motorsports.
From behind them, James Turner, car number 90, starts next to Adam Douglas in the HendrickCars.com number 8.
And then row number 10 sees Takayuki Miyamoto starting to the inside of Orlando Patterson. A pair of Ghost cars, one Ghost Energy car, and one Ghost Basics car.
A lot of eyes going to be on Takayuki this year. It was really successful in the previous season. Looking to see how well Yuki drives with the higher horsepower cars because, of course, the Premier Series with the issues with Caitlin Mir and then the reshuffling of that team could be a good opportunity for one of these lower series drivers to make their way up to the top for the following season. We'll see how well that ends up going for them. Behind them, we have Paul Williams in car number 32 in the Petco machine. Starts next to Noon Pritchard in the number 1 Ford.
And they're going to be ahead of the America Auto Racing 91 entry. That's Dakota Johnson, and for that Ford Taurus to the left of the Ford car, Garrett Stevens for iReal Motorsports.
Dakota Johnson, one of our noon drivers coming out of Canada. Welcome in. We'll see how well you end up doing in the series. Then we also have Bob Douglas in the number 2 machine. Sorry, I skipped the whole row here. That's Ryan Nolan in the 81. First next to Michael Patterson in the 50.
And then we'll have Bob Douglas for real and SKF Chevy for Grip Factory, starting the inside of the 37 car. That's the driver out of Argentina. It's Miguel Gonzalez or Rodriguez. Oh man, I don't know what his name is. It's somewhere on that board right there. Rodriguez. I apologize.
Running out the field, we got Felipe Juan, number 69 machine. We're starting next to Bill Patterson in the 85.
All right, and that'll do it. 20 entries in the weekly series for the first race as we get on this backstretch, the 1.3 mile concrete monster at Nashville Super Speedway. The front stretch and the back stretch are the same length that you'd find at a mile and a half of the same shape, but the turns are actually tighter at Nashville, and that's what gives it its unique 1.333 mile distance.
Quite a fun track. It's changed a bit over the years in terms of how the way it's worn out, but it's turned it into a fun track. I just call it Big Rockingham. That's my own personal nickname for it. One of my favorites. Mariah takes the green flag, and we head down to turn number 1. We get this race underway. 30 laps here at the 1.33 mile raceway.
Yeah, she gets it done rather cleanly to slot in ahead of Austin Mason. It looks like his teammate in the 33 car, Scott Coleman, is going to try to go for second down the back straightaway. Scott Coleman is making his debut in FARCA. There's a lot of buzz around this driver in his first race. A driver that MDR is kind of looking at a little bit seriously for the Pro Series, and maybe even for a ride in one of the development cars in the Premier Series if everything goes well for him this year.
You may notice on the fronts of these MDR cars, while those bodies may look familiar, no badging on them. This is a Toyota affiliate team and organization. So while those bodies may look like a certain manufacturer for them, they didn't race with these molds. So they are still here and want to show support in the lower series and get new drivers in the face, but not exactly in the cars that they would normally be running in.
Yeah, and of course that goes the same for Mariah Douglas, who's on the pole, but even though she isn't technically affiliated with the Western Auto program at the moment, they usually drive the Toyotas, but here she is with the Ford branding on the Taurus. Out to a comfortable lead so far. See Adam Douglas working the outside. Looks like the 79 might be going the wrong direction.
They change up the front. Scott Coleman able to get around the number 23, first one of the night. See how Mariah does now in traffic, going to have to try and retake that lead. Now sitting behind the 33, Coleman, though, pulls out to a half-second lead there with that lap.
Yeah, the other driver that we should be focusing on is a driver who started 8th. That's Claire Hawk in that 5 Advanced Auto Parts Chevy. Another driver that's coming to the front pretty quickly there. It seems like she's not going to have the same kind of momentum in the 23 that Scott Coleman did. We might be sorting this out. It seemed like everybody was on a level playing field to start this, so we were sure we were going to have some comers and goers. It looks like that 79 car is struggling compared to the drivers that he's around.
The driver's been making some good moves here. Garrett Stevens, the number 4 Ringling Ford up 4 positions since the drop of the green flag, and trying to get another one here on the 79 machine.
Yeah, this man, Garrett Stevens, works on the circus as his daytime job, and he's trying to come to a different kind of circus, trying to get his hands out in racing. He was actually a stunt driver for most of his professional career, and he's trying to take those stunt driving abilities to the racetrack, and it's working out for him so far, going the right way to start this race.
And Dakota has cracked inside the top 10 here, earning in the 9th position now, up 4 spots, about to make it 5 since dropping the green flag. Running that higher lane, the same as that we're seeing the number 4 car is also running. That seems to be working out for the America Auto Racing number 91, the driver out of Canada.
I just continue to be disappointed with that 79 car just trending in the wrong direction. It's getting pretty bad right now, down 7 spots, still racing the 91 car, but Austin Mason cannot be happy with that car at the moment.
I wouldn't be either if I was in that Ghost Hydration machine. This is a track that's pretty fun to run up on the high side. If you're stuck there on the bottom because of the way the car's set up, not going to be a fun night for the 79. Probably continue to go backwards.
Yeah, and the 79 car started second, so you have the high lane to start out with, and it just has lost out since the start. We're only 7 laps deep into this race, but already he's lost 8 positions.
77 laps deep in this race. That's honestly, that's what, 30% of the race already done. So and it looks like Mariah has actually retaken the lead, battling here at the front.
Yeah, something I'm not too surprised with those are the Pattersons that are running in the back of the field. The 50 and the 85 car kind of struggled from the midway point last year in the weekly series through to the end, and it looks like that trend's continuing for them. They really had better hopes of this with the older car. They thought maybe they could have some gains on the setup with it, but it hasn't gone their way to yet.
Claire trying to make a move here on Scott Coleman, trying to make this a female 1-2 for the race lead right now. Now goes to the inside of the Ghost car, almost making contact there with the 33 machine. gets that advanced car in front of the Ghost Energy machine.
Claire Hawk's already a winner this year in her Sprite number 13 truck. Wanted to run the weekly series to get as much experience as possible. She's definitely hurting for it in comparison to the drivers around her, one of the more newer drivers to FARCA. But we saw Scott Coleman raced out to the lead really early, and now he's fighting for third and maybe fourth. So 33 may have burned up his tires, let him cool off a bit, see where he's going to settle in here.
Could be interesting to see. Each series that we have runs a different tire. These are the Goodyear Eagles. The trucks run the Wranglers, and of course the Premier Series running the General tire. So each series running a bit of a different tire. Actually, this is the same tire as the
Pro Series,
series, right?
Yeah, well, it's not the Nashville Series, it's just the Pro Series this year, but they will be the same tires. We're not going to see the Pro Series until June to give time for the IndyCar guys to have some time off since it's so busy for them to start the year. But she's like Claire Hawk is catching Mariah Douglas just a little bit, losing some time through turn 1 and 2.
Fastest lap of the race just went to Claire Hawk, 31.61. Only two drivers in this, a handful of drivers in this race have gotten into the 31s, and that one blew the margin out of the water by nearly half a hundredth, half a tenth of a second. So good job there by Claire Hawk. Trying to move up, continue to move up. Number 4 car is kind of stumbled in the middle ground here. Doesn't have a lot of cars really around him to race. However, Dakota is beginning to catch this number 4 car that has passed the most cars for the race. Dakota can do that, becomes the new title holder for that position. So we'll see how quickly that number 91 ends up catching this number 4 car.
It looks like Douglas is up 6 spots to P11. Gary Stevens, I think, is still our biggest mover with up 7 spots. But let's see, I think Bob is starting to catch Austin Mason. He's got Orlando Patterson in tow. There's actually a couple of ghost cars in tow of Bob Douglas here. He's running down the back straightaway. Going to get a little bit of a tow.
Now, this is the first time we've gotten to see the detail they put in on the interior on these things, and wow.
Yeah, with the amazing footwork, the feet just never leaving the pedals, not even pushing the pedals in. Just incredible work. Look at the footwork down there. See, if you actually could push the pedals in, he might be able to go fast enough to defend that position from the 92 as Orlando Patterson goes around him.
Almost to the halfway point of the race.
And now Mariah Douglas has 1.3 seconds on Claire Hawk up at the front of the field.
Mason's about to drop outside the top 10 here. That's how bad the pace has dropped for the car that's outside the front row.
Yeah, that's not just a bit. It's quite a bit unfortunate to see. You know, I really thought that the 79 would have more pace than this. I was really excited to see them qualify P2. It's just not going to work out for them today. But maybe as the season wears on, they're going to be able to gain on whatever setup failures they had coming into this race.
So 9 more races to go after this. A lot of fun tracks, including Watkins Glen, Richmond, Martinsville, Talladega. Got a lot of good places we're going to take in the series.
I really thought that Patterson was going to send it on the inside. Didn't quite work out there, but he's going to be able to thunder around the outside here. And that's going to put Orlando Patterson. These are teammates, actually. I have to mention that, but I think Patterson's got a better car at this stage. As Austin Mason's able to fight him off.
I was keeping an eye on the timing and scoring because I saw Claire Hawk was beginning to catch Mariah, but that last turn, Mariah got about a 4/10 of improvement of that lead. Looks like they're trading off positions of the racetrack where one driver is better than the other. So it'll just be in terms of who has the better lap times, and right now that goes to Mariah. In fact, we can check that out. You can see the previous lap times here between the two. And there's a difference between them. to cross the line and update again, and that's another quarter of a second going straight to Mariah Douglas in the race lead.
It seems like as soon as Claire gets to 0.8 of a second behind, she just hits like this wall of air. It just prevents her from closing in anymore on the 23, which is, I mean, it's great for the 23. They're going to certainly enjoy this race no matter where they finish. It's been a step in the right direction for them.
It's been kind of a career reset. Mariah's been in the main series for kind of a while. The team that they were racing at ended up actually shutting down, so figuring out a new place of where to go, and has landed back at the main team that is owned by her husband, and is now being kind of put back through the paces again. And this is one hell of a way to start it out, because the next route from here is going to the Pro Series. See just how well that goes. Of course, Mariah owns a truck team, Fox Racing. That team is also on hiatus for the season as she's focusing on her driving efforts, and so far that is paying off.
Yeah, this is a driver that we really should be seeing in the Premier Series. Has had multiple chances at race wins. I think she's actually grabbed one at a plate track, but it's not really on her that the Rebel Racing team had shut down. But she's a victim of circumstances, and this is going to be a good opportunity for her to show that she really should be up there on the top step.
It's absolutely a victim of circumstance. There is no issue with the team that was racing at. They just had a lot of bad moments. They weren't the most powerful racing team either. Using a lot of repaired parts throughout the season versus new machinery every single time. Last time we saw Mariah in victory lane was actually in 2022. Driving for Rebel Racing. That is how long it's been. That was the only season as well for that team when they had won, at least with all of their drivers, at least once in the season. That was the height of the organization that you drove for. Got that race win at Chicagoland, where we go next week.
And Chicagoland is going to be a fun one for all the series involved. It's going to be the end of our April run. But that's one of the tracks that I'm really looking forward to. We should have some really good racing there. We should have good racing later tonight, too, in the Premier Series. Nashville put on 2 really good shows last year in the Premier Series.
Pulling up the race results from this race, this is kind of one I want to go back and watch myself, because Mariah started 42nd in that Chicagoland race. It was a full second off of pole and won the race by leading 9 laps.
I think they were the final 9 too. It was a great. That was one of the better races of last season. The 2 Nashville races were some of the better races that we had too. Just really good on track product. Austin Mason may be finding some tires really late in the race. He's managed to climb up to P9 from P11. It's the 92 fades away.
Maybe was trying to save it here at some point. The 5 car, speaking of drivers finding pace, has cracked the top 5. Garrett up now 9 positions since the drop of the green flag. Great effort here by the number 4 car.
Number 5 car. That's all right. It's fine. We're learning. We move.
Bro, I'm tired.
There's the 5 car who got the lead down to half a second and lost a whole second after that. But I mean, she's got plenty of room to play with, so it's not really that big of a deal. She's going to finish second at least, as long as everything kind of stays in its current track. It's been a good run for Scott Coleman. I'd say that's one of the big surprises. Is that 33 car. I mean, he started third, so he's going to, right now, he's going to finish right where he started if Adam Douglas doesn't have anything to say about it.
There's a driver right behind that we haven't even talked about this entire race that's looking to try and get onto the podium here. That would be 5 positions gained for Adam. Talk about a season or a driver that has been kind of pessimistic going into races because the luck just isn't there for him. This is a good way to start the season, at least in the weekly series.
Yeah, I mean, he's running all the series this year, just to, there's a big argument about should the top drivers be in the lower series, but he's been more on the side of be be a rabbit, if you will. You know, you need to give the driver something to chase, something to say, hey, this is the point of reference. Can you beat that? And so that's why he's been wanting to jump into the other series to try to give the drivers a point of reference. And, I mean, the extra track time hasn't really hurt him at all. He's got a win this year with a dominating performance at the Long Beach race. He's looking to the outside of Coleman. I don't think that's the right move. You're going to get it down on the inside as we got 2 laps to go now. But of course, the 8 car is a half owner of the 33 now. Since he moved to the 92 in the Premier Series, they retagged that partnership with the Mir Group. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get that down on the bottom, dude. You're gonna have to. Oh, he's gonna force the issue. He's forcing the issue too.
That is the way that
Coleman to work for it
last time, so that may just work. White flag is in the air. We got one final lap here for our race leader, who's 1.8 seconds cleared out of the field.
Yeah, he's definitely going to make Scott Coleman work for this, and that's probably not going to work out for Coleman unless he can find some grip on the outside. It's been strong for Coleman all race. We saw him get to the lead using the outside. As we should switch to the 23 car to get the win call.
Turn 4 at a final time. First time in victory lane since 2022. It's Mariah Douglas winning the Tootsie's 30 at Nashville Super Speedway. And it'll be Claire Hawkins second. And Coleman. How about that?
Yeah, so Coleman was able to use the outside. We saw no one else was really able to use the outside, so pretty good setup work on the 33 team.
23 team is going to be pretty ecstatic about that. It's been 4 years, almost to the date, for the number 23 machine. The purple and pink Alani machine will be able to bring it down on pit road. That Ford Taurus will be going to the victory lane, and we'll head into the next weekend at a track that she's already won up before. So that's going to be probably a great start to the season here for Mariah Douglas, trying to get early favor in for this championship. You know, you were in no man's land, but for starting out in the mid-teens and bringing it home into a top 10 on debut, that was pretty good of you, Dakota. That was pretty damn good of you. Rookie driver, I'll take it. As a team owner, I'll take it. Yeah, that's right. Top 10. Let's go. We gotta save this. We'll be back here in a second while we're gonna get the points updated onto the website. That's gonna be the fun part, is making sure a new series is gonna be able to load everything. Yeah, that is a pretty dang good red. I love violet colors, and that is a violent red. Adam, because you're going to see it too when it reflects on upload. There's no winnings payout for this series in terms of race purse. It's just the sponsors.
Okay.
Sponsors pay out more than the cars cost anyways in this series.
All right. Well, that's fine because they're only getting like 1,000 or 2,000 per race last year.
It was just unneeded stuff, so I just didn't put it in. All right, wow, everything is good to go right off the bat. Everything's official. No penalties have been applied to anything, so that's official. Mariah Douglas has won the race and is your points leader in the Honestos Weekly Series. Leads by 5 points over Claire Hawk and the rest of them. How about the diversity in this field in terms of where we have drivers across the world? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different countries represented in this field. We have Mexico, Eduardo from Salvador, Japan, Canada, I think that's Denmark, and then the United States. We're getting the Premier Series race ready to go.
The 91 is co-op's colors, but
Yeah,
I
that
couldn't not use co-op as the primary with that red.
no, that was actually exactly what he wanted. He wanted it to be obnoxious.
Oh, well, it's pretty close to Carmen red. That's the only reason why I was like, oh, yep, we're doing co-op for the primary. I'm not much of a Porsche fan, but that Carmen red that some of the 718s have, it's beautiful.
Okay, 110 laps. Good. Cat. Perfect. Okay, that's oh, good.
Yeah, you need an enable start zone.
Thank you. Double check fuel real quick. Oh, glad I double checked fuel. Glad I did. Good lord.
It could only be worse. I'm kidding.
We are going
It's not
to
that bad.
continue the 2 tire change limit because that worked pretty well last week, I would say. I like the
Okay.
differing in strategy, if you agree with that.
It might be balls tonight, but that's fine. Send it.
All right. Start zone enabled. Cool. Session's loading up. The next time we will see the weekly series is going to be at Chicago Land Speedway, and I believe that is their next weekend's race.
You just said that it was next weekend.
Yeah, I was
Next
verifying.
weekend
It
is
is
Chicago. It's
Chicago.
Chicago. And then we go to Kentucky and Daytona.
Daytona will have all of the series racing, Trucks
But
Weekly and
we
Premiere.
we need to plan, and I mean plan is make time because tonight is our 198th race. So Kentucky is going to
Ooh,
be 200th race.
200th
So
FARCA race.
so we should plan to do something special for
Ooh,
that.
I think I have an idea off the top of my head. Let me just check and see what this would look
That's
like.
why that's why I was having Onesto and Connor find older liveries because I was gonna throw some throwbacks together.
So the 200th anniversary is represented by a high contrasting gold and black. So I say we run gold wheels like they did at Atlanta that one year, and then have throwback paint schemes.
The bicentennial.
So a super flashy gold chrome on every single car, and then throwback paint schemes. I think that would look really sick. Maybe for all of our previous champions, have them run gold banners.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Trying to see what countries do for 200, but there isn't really anything fancy.
The main thing
It's
is
not-
golden. The main thing is golden. Contrasted with white or red or black. It's high
Let's
contrasted
see.
gold, basically.
I think every centennial is like a gold thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Practice is currently
I guess.
underway.
Oh, did you check race active?
It is now. If
Oh,
you
I
were
just posted too.
if you are in the YouTube chat, we also have here. You are able to go here, click on that link. It has a NASCAR style view of the race. You're able to see just about everything in terms of events that are going on during the race, live position standings, track map, and the broadcast itself, all in one go. Huge shout out to Joseph Anasto, who is in this race. He's the one that built this website from the ground up, all by himself. All right, while this practice is running, we're going to have a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, and welcome out to the Tootsie's 225K. It's race number 6 of the season, Orchids and Overdriving. That is going to be the theme of the headline heading into this race. The defending champion himself calls this track the home away from home. Aaron is trying to get some redemption after the consecutive wins in 2023 and 2024. A lot of teams have brought brand new stuff for the season. We look forward to seeing a fun race that will unfold before us. Toyota loves to be in victory lane at this racetrack. Only 5 Toyotas currently hold the top 5 in the points positions, however, with 4 of those being the ones here at the top of the table. It's Concrete Boogie in Music City, and can Aaron reclaim his jazz, or does Ireel and Manco have something to do to reclaim the throne that has been taken over? Yordi TV is ready to present the Tootsie's 225K. I am Aaron Douglas here in the booth, and I'm joined by my colleague Adam. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah, we're ready for this. Nashville's gonna put on a good show. We got some clouds rolling in as the evening sets down, but concrete 1.3 mile racetrack's gonna put on a really good show for us in this evening. See some pretty strong runnings in the past between Aaron Douglas for Western Auto Racing and then the Ireel Motorsports with the pair of Brett Pritchard and Austin Yoakum. They are 3 of the past 5 winners, or the past 4 winners over the last 5 races, I should say, with Aaron having a repeat win. Nick Fountain is our most recent winner at this racetrack in that 39 car.
That was, of course, the big role that Supreme Motorsports ended up being on. The Toyota reign for starting off the parties here is going to continue, because guess who's starting on pole position? That's right, Walsh Enterprises, number 55. Timmy Weather starts P1, and he starts next to the driver who has been trying to do anything they can to trump the bad luck that is on top of them. That's right, Joshua Lockhart starts P2 tonight in the Banana Sport, number 75.
And that's going to bring us to row number 2, where we got Austin Fullerton, the PayPal Toyota Camry, one of his better qualifying runs as the late. So got into a little bit of a slump. Driver and crew and team owners came together and said, hey, this is going to be a good weekend for us. Just be patient, and we'll see if everything works out in our favor. Answered with a great qualifying run. Starts to the left of Cody Erickson. That TXS number 15 car, a bit banged up from his practice crash a couple weeks ago. That team has a new sponsor. We're going to be seeing it next week. They're going to actually get a livery on this car, repair it. But that 15 car's seen better days tonight.
Hey, if it's still running fast, that's all it needs to be doing. Row number 3, we're going to see Rob Kreider in the double nickel 9 Motorsports number 38. Brand new race machine, puts it on P5 again. Starts next to the other Walsh Enterprise car. The teammate to our pole sitter, David Walsh himself, starts P6.
That's going to bring us to row number 4 with Deacon Jones and John Cittadino. Deacon for Manco Racing, Cittadino for Team Motorsports. John Cittadino sits as the only Chevrolet in the top 5 in points. He's in 5th coming into tonight.
Ending out our top 10, it's going to be Justin Osborne and the Java House number 79. Starts next to Tier 1 Motorsports, his only driver, Don Jones.
Don Jones is also going to have a sponsorship joining him for next week. We get into row number 6. We have Aaron Douglas and Brett Pritchard, 2 former winners at this racetrack, and they hold 3 out of the last 5 wins. This is going to be a row to watch. Both these drivers are going to be very strong tonight.
Yeah, 97-3 together. You get the 100% effort. Row number 7, Ryan DeLusso in the CUM Freightliner 2 starts next to Adam Douglas in the Bass Pro Shops. Number 92 for MDR.
Row number 8, we'll see Dakota Cottle and the Ally Chevrolet starting to the inside of Rowdy Hemming for TXS Racing.
Starting the race from behind them, Connor Mir and the Ghost Energy number 29. Beautiful new colors on this Toyota Camry. Starts next to Don Jones in the Heatwave 46, adorning their new colors as well.
Connor Mir is our points leader and is coming off of being our most recent winner. They're going to be ahead of the end of the top 20 with Austin Yoakum, previous winner here at Nashville, starts the inside of Jeff Cannon.
Row 11 sees Caitlin Mir in the TXS 25, starts next to Eugene Hawk in the Granger 88.
Row number 12 sees Andrew Weisbecker, last week's pole sitter, starting to the left of Brad Hughes in the Tracker Boats TBD Ford.
Row 13 sees Kenny Bambura for Western Auto Racing, starting next to the Interstate Batteries. I almost said Pontiac. Toyota Camry for Supreme Motorsports. That's Nick Fountain, previous race winner.
Did we get 44 away? As number 0 is going to be Justin Franklin, Grip Factory, starting 27th. Joseph Vanessa starts 28th.
No, we
Did we
didn't.
send 44th home?
No,
Okay,
I'm
we got to
sending
do that.
44 home right now.
It's Arthur Xavier.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Starting the race from behind them, we're going to see Zach McAdoo in P29, then Brandon Crasto in P30.
Row number 16 has Greg Graziano, Douglas Motorsports, turn the inside of Daniel Quinones for Reckless Racing.
Rob McPherson for Douglas Motorsports starts next to Elias Nassar in the number 44.
Then we have Dylan Touchton for Real Motorsports, the Lycon Ford Mustang. He's going to have a new sponsor next week as well. The Nexus Racing machine is Makoto Kino in the 71 car.
Then it's Jay Langelier for Reckless Racing, driving his late brother's machine. Starts next to Ryan Vargas in the number 28 car, Critical Path Security Chevrolet.
Row number 20 sees Dylan Young, who thought that he had a lot better car. We'll see him charged to the field, I'm sure, tonight. He's going to start on the inside of Sammy Cobb.
Row 21 sees Alan Bledsoe, also from Reckless Racing, starts next to Brandon Walter from Private Label Team Height.
That team certainly thought they were going to be better. Our final starting place is going to be Travis Dawson for Noon Racing, Lucas Oil Machine. Travis Dawson also thinks he might have some pace to pick up some positions here. A bit of a rough qualifying effort for that 8 car.
All right, now we wait. Pace car heads it on down. We're going to wait for the flagman to give us the signal here to get this race underway. That'll give Timmy Weathers the signal to start racing here. The crowd's on their feet. Full sold out crowd standing here for the Tootsies 225K. We are racing here at Nashville. Pretty even start there, and Locker gets to the leader to lead the first lap. How about that for the driver who has the most laps out of the season, getting another one straight out of the gate.
Yeah, Timmy Weathers got loose in turns 3 and 4, and that prevented him from being able to lead that opening lap. His half teammate, sister car, Cody Erickson, is on the outside. That's a rookie, by the way, Cody Erickson. A lot of eyes on him. It's kind of thrown into this car. It was thrown into this season. TXS didn't know who they were going to have drive the 51 car this year. They decided on Cody Erickson the week of Homestead, and Erickson got thrown into the 15 with some of the issues we had in Toyota Camp this year. And there's still a lot of eyes saying, I don't really know if this was the right choice, but it's not like TXS had a choice. There was just no real possible move for that as he goes to second. It's the first good run that we've seen out of Erickson so far.
On board with the back of Connor Muir.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be wanting to stare at the spoiler on the 97 for much longer with that on it. He's like, oh, no, I'm passing this guy.
This is currently the battle for 15th here. Aaron holding the inside lane there with the 2 cars there to the outside of him. Connor now looking to the inside of the Yahoo 97.
Aaron's just kind of trended in the wrong direction so far. Not what they want to see. They really feel like they've got a strong car as David Walsh and Rob Kreider are fighting for P6 still. As Aaron got a good move through the middle, and he's going to try to go 3 wide. Kind of tucks in behind Dakota Cotto. We saw 3 wide not work here last year. Ended up in a big wreck with somebody turning a car into the outside wall. Got away from this one here. Connor Muir's almost onto the apron trying to find a way to the inside of the 97.
Really 3 wide ahead of him there with the number 22 there on the outside. That's Deacon Jones battling with David Walsh there on the inside.
Deacon Jones is about due for a good run. Had a couple really bad races the last couple times out. He started 7th and he's currently running 7th. This is a driver that really wants to have a good day. As we're looking at Cody Erickson in P2, TXS Racing has pretty good starts to the Nashville races as of late, especially this car that Erickson is driving. I think that Quinizzo's last pole even was at Nashville. But it's lost second now to Timmy Weathers, who's making a charge for the lead.
How about the fast lap of the race being set? Oh, well, that got taken away by the new leader. Timmy Weathers heading back up to the front.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no way that Weathers didn't get the fastest lap with that run he had out of turn number 4. As Lockhart is going to fire off into turn 3, and that same move is going to take the air off of the outside of the 55. This is what led him to get the first lap led, and he's going to do it again on lap 7.
I think he may have had some help there from Erickson. I think the front end of that white Toyota Camry may have helped to push that number 75 with some momentum there in the high lane. But don't look now, that was actually Rob Kreider still holding on to that fast lap time. 30.04, almost became the first driver to run a sub 30 this weekend.
Yeah, we're hoping that's going to translate to speed for that team. They really need it, especially as of late. Last time they brought a good car, it wasn't the right time to, and they ended up suffering for a few weeks after it. But now they've got a new machine, latest technology here with help from their friends in the Chevy camp, and they're pretty confident here. Austin Fullerton's trying to work over Cody Erickson. We're talking Erickson up, and now he's starting to trend the wrong direction. He's going to use the outside like you saw Lockhart do. Try to maintain this 4th position, and he's going to get it down the front straight.
Probably want to keep an eye on that's been moving up so far through the field. There's actually a car that's been a driver with a target on her back. That's Caitlin Meir, trending up in the right direction right now, up nearly 7 positions. Been going back and forth here with Ryan and Brett.
So is Connor Meir, who's also in the same little group of cars. Meir started in the 17th position, and the cars he's running around could put him up quite a bit better than that.
See what ends up happening from these two. Caitlin has been involved in an incident nearly every single race this season. This is a track that's not shy for major accidents. We've had several cars flip either in turns 1 and 2. We even had a car hit the catch fence on the front straightaway last season. I think that was Andy Bewley who caught the front end of her car on the catch fence.
Yeah, Nashville is certainly one place for action. As we got Timmy Weathers and Cody Erickson fighting again for P2 up front. Weathers is going to use the outside this time to get around Cody Erickson.
Says goodbye, see you later, send you a postcard, builds a big gap right away of about 7/10 of a second now. Weathers flying into turns number 1 and 2 as Sinadino may even look for a position change here.
All these Toyotas fighting around him, and John Cittadino is still in P4 as he works the inside of Erickson.
Looks like he's going to try and get this to happen. Not quite clear of the 15, but trying. And right behind them, we got a big group of 5 race cars all battling all the way from Fullerton down to Adam Douglas. That is going to be pretty much the round out of your top 10 here. Deacon getting the bumper there from the team owner.
Yeah, I think that Don Jones is kind of slowing these guys up. That's why you're going to see David Walsh moving into this group, that 56 car. And Adam actually doesn't have any stake in that team anymore. That's why Revolutions Per Motorsport isn't on that 22 anymore.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It's all your big man and elusive man.
Not the man's.
That's Man Cove.
Elusive man. Another driver that we need to bring some attention to. How about this? Elias Nassar The race is number 44. Oh, well, we did have a lead change in the middle of this, but he's up 12 positions since the drop of the green flag. We got to circle back to this lead, though. They're side by side down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Weathers is trying to make this inside work. He hasn't even attempted to get to the outside of Josh Lockhart. Just trying to work him over on the bottom lane. It hasn't worked to his favor yet to still have Lockhart through 16 laps. But who are we talking? Who were we just talking about?
We were talking
Oh
about
man, I lost track.
Elias Nassar, who
Oh
started
yes.
in the 34th position and is getting close to cracking into the top 20. The Reese's Pieces, number 44, has been moving up steady, nearly a position every single lap. The IRN 44 machine is looking strong.
Yeah, Nassar's got, he's a little bit of a step down from Yoakum and Pritchard coming into this race, but Nassar's shown that with a little bit of hurting equipment, it kind of shines even more. If you think back to Long Beach, that 44 didn't come with the fastest car, but they certainly showed out with a top 3 run, even got the pole out there. So it seems like with when things aren't supposed to be good, he manages to shine. Needs to find a way to perform when the equipment is as good as it can be, though.
We'll see what Nassar can do throughout the race. We'll see the step up. Tom Jones has cracked the top 10 after getting around Brett Pritchard, sitting behind the number 92. A lot smaller of an organization. Teammate Brad Hughes sitting in the 26th spot, the Bass Tracker, number 7.
I think we're going to see some more good runs out of them as the time goes. It looks like Kreider got back around the 92 as Adams kind of fallen into the clutches of the 46.
Kreider trying to stay inside the top 10 right now, running a brand new machine. Every once in a while you see them bring a good car, they get a good run, but they got to take care of their cars a bit longer than some of the other teams do. But this is going to be one of those races for them that should be a good result.
Yeah, well, you still got to, I mean, this group of cars is being held up just a little bit by the one. Now that the 81's got around Don Jones, we'll see if Fullerton can pull the way. But see Deacon Jones continues to try to pass his brother. The 2 Wake Forest graduates. Looks like Tom Jones has gone around the 92 car per P9.
Trying to make something happen here. So we're going to keep going at it. Watch from on board of the number 3. Going next to Connor Meir. I'm going to say our estimated pit window here should be around lap 40. And then that would make this into a 2-stop race. A little bit longer than last week's chaotic mess that we had.
Yeah, it should be just a little bit longer with the shorter distance, and with it being concrete, you're out of the throttle a little bit longer than what you'd think. So 40 may be a bit realistic. We'll see what happens once we get closer to that point.
I am going to be curious to see if anyone may try and fuel save this and do a 1-stop.
I don't know if it's possible. You're going to want to use your tires. Tires mean a lot. It's going to make a difference.
First I say that, and then we're going to be pitting on lap 30, and this will be a 3-stopper.
I think 40 is realistic. It is a shorter distance. You should be off the throttle. You're almost never off the throttle at Las Vegas. So we should be having a bit of a longer pit window.
That day continues to get worse for the number 97s. Had a good, decent qualifying. About to drop outside the top 20 here. Trying to battle here with Dakota Cottle to stay in it. Driver had one here previously, 2 years in a row. As actually here comes the 5. All right, well, 3-stopper.
Oh, you cheeked it. You're
sure
going to get a
did.
3-stopper.
I sure
It's your
did.
fault. 26 laps is even shorter than Las Vegas, by the way.
No, they did every 20, I believe.
Well, no. They did it about. Remember, the longest run we had was 38 laps with
That's
Onesto.
true. Well, then,
But then you had the 17 car who's on pit road right now, who wanted to pit on lap 16 to start the race. It's fine. It's fine. The more pit stops, the better.
well, no, it
Really.
is. I'm just curious to see how the strategy is going to end up playing here.
The first run is going to be the shortest because they're going to have slightly less fuel because of qualifying. But in any case, it's going to be all right.
Oh, yeah, it will.
I'm used to all of the Toyotas coming in at once, and then Chevy and Ford doing whatever they feel like later, and now it's different.
Don't
We got Chevy and
remind me.
Ford coming in first.
It's honestly a miracle I won the championship last year with how pit strategy was for our manufacturer. More drivers coming down pit road. Dakota currently second leader of all cars that have pitted so far. Starting to see some drivers coming up from the lead. There's Adam Douglas now on pit road. Austin Yoakum defending one of the previous champions now on pit road. Current main race leader is Lockhart as pole sitter Timmy Weathers brings it on down. So does Cody
Erickson. And Austin Fullerton right behind the 81 car. Brad Hughes comes down. Dylan Young.
BDY.
I would ugly cry if we got a caution right now.
No, I think I would too, honestly.
Some drivers are so much as 2 laps down now after the pit stops. Maybe that's 4 tires and adjustment on the 24 and some of his amigos, but I don't really think that Reckless has any speed, any pace today.
So we had a couple drivers make adjustments. Makoto Kino and Alan Bledsoe did make adjustments to their cars and took 2 tires. Majority of the field, though, did not take tires, only took fuel for this first pit stop. Again, you only get 2 additional sets in the Premier Series now, so a little bit of a difference here.
It's the Toyotas kind of split their strategies from last week where they said everyone's going to go long. Now this week they're kind of sprinkling them out, trying to get them into a more of an open pit road, see if that's going to help them going forward. That's helped the 92 to leapfrog the 56 on track.
Lockhart's still staying out.
Yeah, remember they ran as long as they could last week too, and he and Joseph Onesto ran long, and that prevented Onesto from winning at Las Vegas. But maybe Lockhart is going to think this is going to go green the whole way, and they're just going to try for a 2-stopper.
Now that did work for Onesto in a similar case, not having the fastest car on the racetrack, but then ended up playing into the hands of Onesto in terms of track position. So maybe trying to pull something out here as teammate Citadino, number 72, brings his machine on down.
Well, Onesto led laps, and because he ran so long, he didn't have to stop that long in the final part of the race. He was able to finish 16th with all of that. So we got a big group of cars right here. All these cars are fast too. Looks like Timmy Weathers lost quite a bit of ground though. He's behind Rob Kreider on track.
They are racing all for position here. These are cars yet to pit, but racing for position. Kreider is going to break out of this and bring some cars down along with him. A lot of them. That's a fast entry there for the 79. That might be a penalty there for Justin Osborne.
I thought he had an early stall right there. It looked like he was going to come down for a stop, but I guess not. We might actually be looking at a penalty right here.
Yeah, I think we might be
So
seeing
Eugene
that.
Hawk just came down. This must mean that we're about to see Josh Lockhart, because that's going to be his teammate. Expect those two to be doing something similar to each other.
And now here's where the strategy game really can come in terms to play. We got a few drivers here that have gained nearly 30 positions since the drop of the green flag, namely those like Elias Nassar. And what's the benefit to staying out this long on old tires? Well, if those lights come on the racetrack flashing bright yellow, that means they're going to be cycled immediately straight to the race lead, and the rest of the cars would all need to wait around to be back onto the lead lap. So this would be huge track position gained, and we're seeing a lot of the IRM Fords up here trying to pull something out like that. Bring Brett Pritchard included, who's up to the 3rd position now, who was stuck outside the top 10 before. A lot of drivers trying to play gamble. Cycle leader is still Timmy Weathers, who did fuel only.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be another week with the same thing with Jeff Cannon is going to try to run along with Ernesto and Lockhart. Seems like those were the same names that we had last week, as Brett Pritchard's under fire from Connor Meir. John Cittadino's going to want to make quick work of them. Try to use his speed. Got to use the fresh tires when you got them.
I'm curious to see where Lockhart's going to end up joining.
He's going to lose some time.
I mean, he's still got an 8-second gap over these guys, though. And they're still going to have decent track position. You should be seeing a couple of them. Nope, not coming down yet. 40 laps on in. So
yeah, that's about right.
Enough.
I mean,
that's enough.
Yeah,
that eliminates a pit stop.
Yeah, I thought it could be done. So we're going to see.
We got a 3-stop strategy and we got a 2-stop strategy going on.
It's just going to matter on how much pace the 3-stoppers can make through the rest of the race, on if it's going to make a difference for them, if it's going to work.
Curious to see one of the drivers that made an adjustment as Ernesto brings it on down was Justin Osborne, the number 79 car, who we thought had a penalty, ended up not having one. He's starting to gain more and more positions as he's gone through. Just got around Rowdy Hemming in the number 51. So the adjustment that was made to Osborne's car appears to be working. Jeff Cannon is also bringing his machine down. The Ernesto L20 just entered into his pit box.
Yeah, Ryan DeLuca and Brett Pritchard are coming down this time. We might see Elias Nassar joining them. That just leaves 2 cars out on track that have not made their first pit stop.
Then there we go. There's our race leader finally bringing his machine down.
I don't think that we're going to see Connor Meir chance it and try to lead a lap. He should be coming down this time.
No, he is. Connor's going to lead this lap. That is quite a stretch on fuel here for the number 29 machine.
Well, maybe he just wants to make sure that there's no doubt. So 3 wide behind. Austin Fullerton, Don Jones, and Thomas Jones.
To keep in mind is if he can stretch both of these runs out, that is also less time on pit road for the splash and go for the second
He's
stop.
coming down this time.
That could be what the strategy is there, is trying to get as least amount of fuel in the car as possible.
Yeah, and it looks like Lockhart's going to maybe maintain the lead. No, he's going to lose it.
He's going to lose it significantly. However,
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
No, this is actually going to play in favor to Lockhart here because of the differences how the pit strategies will unfold with him. Weathers is one of the drivers on the 3-stop, while also Ericsson's on the 3-stop. Lockhart is on the 2-stop.
Yeah, it appears like it's really going to be Connor Meir that loses out. this Lockhart just has such a fast car. So, and it's been a really up and down season for them, and they really want to get something. I think that's why they spent so much time trying to figure out their strategy this week. They want to get it right. But for now, we have a Walsh Enterprises car leading the race, and P2 goes to TXS Racing with Cody Erickson. And then we got Ben Autosport P3. Team Motorsports is in 4th. Tom Brad Development is in P5. Thomas Jones, no relation to Don and Deacon Jones, but that's Donnie Jones in P6 with Austin Fullers in 7th. Deacon Jones in the 22 car is in P8. National Guard Chevrolet, and that's Adam Douglas in P9 with Rob Kreider rounding out your top 10. Through 45 laps, we've gotten one round of pit stops down. With some of these drivers stretching it to 41, 42, it may be possible for our 3-stoppers to stretch out their runs, so maybe they can actually get into the 2-stop strategy at the end of the race. We'll see how that plays out for them. They do have to save a little bit of fuel to mesh strategies, but I think it'd be a rather good idea for them to think about merging the strategies. Rob Kreider. Oh, go ahead.
One of the biggest gains from this pit cycle actually is going to be going to Tom Jones. Also, one of the drivers that I think could get this done on a 2-stop. It is possible if they extend their remaining runs, but they are currently in cycle with the 3-stoppers, so we'll see what Tom can do. They have a little bit of a leeway. And all the way up into the top 5 now for car number 46. I'd like to see what the TBD car is doing. And you want to check in with Rob.
Yeah, so this 38 car, the Spotify Double Nickel 9 Motorsports machine, they said that they're pretty happy with the car. They kind of have trended in the opposite direction where they were in this run. Nothing really to comment on the car. They just don't really have the pace with the bigger teams. But all in all, if they could come away with a top 15 performance, it'd be a great points day for this team moving forward. They're expecting to have some more strong races down the road. But this is a good little bit of a warning shot as they race the 92 car for P9. Joshua Lockhart has caught Timmy Weathers for the lead and passed him. Doesn't matter what strategy you're on, the 75 car is fast, and now he's overall race leader, and he's in front of all the 3-stoppers, in front of all the 2-stoppers. So this is going to be one of those races where it doesn't really matter what you throw at him. There's somebody that's just so much better.
Now, one of the biggest things to keep in mind about this number 75 machine, well, that is the Benato Sport Josh Lockhart. We are 5 races completed into the season. This driver has led the most laps. Over 200 laps have gone to Joshua Lockhart, but guess where he is at in points?
He's buried pretty deep with how the race results have ended up. Led a lot of laps, got wrecked in one of them, had strategy not go his way in another, and it's led to an interesting predicament for this race team.
Run the chase system here still with the Premier Series. You have to be into the top 14 in points. And currently for Lockhart, that is definitely not the case for where Lockhart currently sits in points. They did lose their sponsor pretty much as a result because of this as well. McDonald's has picked up the bill, so to speak.
Well, Flex Fuel stayed on the car. They just kind of stepped back a little bit. They're still with the Team Motorsports car. It's just McDonald's was the secondary sponsor, and they stepped up for the middle stretch of this season. We're not sure if we're going to see the Flex Fuel sponsorship back on that car or not. But so right now, this team, they're sitting 24th in points. Their teammate Eugene Hawk is sitting 32nd in points. But Lockhart's amassed 68 points. The chase cutoff is at 87. That's Alan Bledsoe right now. 24 cars not having a good day. Already a lap or two down. Just one lap down in 41st right now. But that is going to help the 75 significantly. I'm pretty sure everybody that he's racing to get to the chase right now is having a poor day, with the exception of Deacon Jones. So it's going to be a good outlook for this team. And the chase landscape's going to be very different leaving here. We're only completing race 7 of 25, so
I want to pick your brain on this, because I know we're halfway through this race now. We've talked about things that have been going on through the season that we know have been present, and trends love to stay here in FARCA. Who's your pick to win?
well, I'd say the 75 car is a lock. I think he's a Lockhart and for the win. It's been a long time since Joshua's been in victory lane. We've seen him have really good runs, but today is it's their day. And I think that if anything goes wrong, it's because they got wrecked by a lapped car again, like Bristol. And this one is just as clear and obvious as Bristol was with the 1-2 finish that should have happened. I think this is a clear and obvious day where Lockhart will not be denied.
I'm going to play a little bit on the pessimistic role. I think it's going to happen again, and we're not going to see Lockhart able to pull it through. But what driver will? It's on a similar strategy. We're going to go with the driver sitting in P11. I'm actually going to bank on Connor Mir with the new paint scheme, running on the long run strategy. Has led a couple laps because of the strategy call. It's going to have the shortest final pit stop if things stay the same. And if the bad luck continues for Lockhart, I think it's in the bag for Connor.
Well, Connor did just win at Las Vegas last week with superior strategy to the rest of the field. Used his teammates to kind of learn as they sent Osborne and Fullerton on the alternate strategy, and Connor and Adam Douglas ran on the prime strategy. That ended up being 1 and 3 for them last week. Right now they're sitting 10th and 11th. Saw the 92 get up to 7th. So it's realistic that the 29 car, who's P2 on the alternate strategy, could get up there. He's got a lot of fresher tires in the cars ahead of him, so he could catch the top 10 and start leapfrogging them as we get through this second run. We are approaching what should be the start of pit stops for the second portion of this race for the 3 stoppers. Around lap 60 or so, we'll see Ken Jonas pull down pit road. Not sure
for Touchton as well. Touchton should also be coming down here relatively soon. Now, I'm also going to be anticipating crew chiefs going, oh man, we got this horribly wrong, and maybe telling some of these drivers to feel safe like no tomorrow to try and make up for it. So we'll see what ends up happening on that end of the spectrum.
Well, I mean, Timmy Weathers was P6. So I don't think that the Walsh Enterprises camp is going to be saying, oh, let's abandon the 3-stopper, right? I think that they're hurting for points. They want to make sure they have some good days. They need to start stacking the good days, the 55 and the 56 both. And so I think that this is a car that's going to stick on the 3-stopper because they have nothing to lose by trying to save fuel. I mean, they're 6th on the alternate strategy. So they're not really somebody to get aggressive here. Their teammate Cody Erickson, they're really hurting for some help on owners' points and drivers' points on that 15 camp. So they're locked to stay on the 3-stop strategy. And obviously it's working really well for Tom Jones. He's the first person to displace John Cittadino from P4. So that's a very strong car. And Tom Jones is on that 3-stopper. So we should expect that 46 to remain on that strategy. The rest of them, though, we can see some fuel saving.
Just waiting for that first
No
call.
takers yet.
Just waiting for that
no
first
takers.
Call. I'm kind
It
of
looks
surprised.
like the Jones and Fullerton group have pulled away some from the 92. Looks like Adam might be catching them now. We might have some lap traffic around them.
No, one thing that's really made this a difference in the race too this season. This is a day to night race here at Nashville too.
Yeah, but I don't really know if we're going to see comers and goers with the daytime change. I think that a lot of drivers are going to set up for the night, and I mean, we could see handling just go to hell. It is pretty cold here. We saw the fog with the clouds. A lot of grip though. But just the 75 car is just on rails today. It's just definitely the benchmark. It's already away from Timmy Weathers, 1.8 seconds. It's going to hurt a little bit with the lapped car, but Weathers also has to deal with lap traffic.
Just put Zach McAdoo out of the Western Auto Camp a lap down. That was P35.
Yeah, and then 30th place, Jeff Cannon, was the final car on the two-stop strategy. And we saw him running 5th and 6th at the end of the run with Surf and Mesh. And that's what's going to be pretty interesting. Are you going to finish 30th or are you going to finish 6th? And you see him, he's running with Elias Nassar, who's kind of settled in 29th. But as we go back up to 4th place here, here's Tom Jones. There's Don Jones. He's got to fight some lapped cars to try to get to John Cittadino. Cittadino's fading a little bit. I think he started 4th, ran 4th for quite a while. Cittadino's up 3 from where he started, but he was 4th for a long, long while. As he's racing the 81 in the 1 car for position at the moment with a couple lapped cars. And then here's Tom Jones going for P3 around the rookie Cody Erickson. There's not really much that Erickson's going to do to fight that. As Tom Jones goes around the outside.
Tom's doing a fantastic job tonight. This number 46 machine.
Yeah, he just kind of won the setup lottery this week. It seems like the 46 is probably on par with the 75. I don't know if he can chase him down from 5 seconds back, especially with having to pass the 55 for position.
Oh, we can check that. Last time through, 2 consecutive laps in a row, being half a second faster than Lockhart.
Yeah, so that's going to be. I don't think the 46 was the last to pit, but there could be some tires or some adjustments on board.
Pitted 10 laps sooner than Lockhart. Lap 32.
Yeah, so Lockhart should have better tires
on this run. In fact, we got a great way to show that. There's the differences in the stint length so far for your top 8 in the Premier Series.
Yeah, so it looks like everybody's pretty much running long here, just trying to get onto a different strategy. But if you pit at lap 70 or so, you still got to go quite a long ways to end the race. Connor Mears cracked the top 10, passing his teammate.
Trying to get around. The next car will be Rob Kreider. That number 77's lap traffic. That's Sammy Cobb. The next is Spire machine.
Yeah, Nexus is usually characteristically come and go. They'll have really great races and follow it up with kind of mediocre races. It looks like they're on the mediocre side of this week at Nashville, but maybe next week their fortune's going to turn around for them.
Kind of surprised to see Langelier having so much of a bad pace here. Nashville is actually a pretty good track of him. I made the joke earlier that this is just big Rockingham, and Rockingham is actually one of Langelier's best racetracks on the calendar. It's currently a lap down right now.
Yeah, but Rockingham is asphalt, and we saw that he struggled at Bristol, and Bristol being concrete. You can't really compare apples to oranges with Bristol and Dover like Nashville. It's just that the surface. But I didn't really think that any of the Reckless cars would have a good day here, as they kind of struggled at Bristol, with the exception of Alan Bledsoe.
Getting into lap 70 now. Pretty much the entire field now could two-stop this. Just a matter of when everyone's going to be bringing their stuff down.
Yeah, the 977 have been given everybody that's tried to pass them fits. Looks like they're going to do the same for the MDR teammates here. Angelier had a really bad 3 and 4.
Cars coming down pit road.
So there's Dakota, lap 71. So he'd have to go 50 laps from here.
It's going to be kind of close.
don't know if it's possible.
It is actually under 40 laps. It's 39 laps.
So, Quinones coming in now, so we're going to get the second stop from the 3 stoppers coming in pretty heavy here over the next few laps.
And Vargas bringing his machine down, so is Dylan Touchton.
Yes, most of the cars that are a lap down that are bringing it to pit road early here. Oh, this is a surprise with Weathers and Ericsson. They pit together in the first stint, but I think it's a little early for both of them. So Adam Douglas comes in, these 3 pitted on the same lap, so maybe that's just what they planned. David Walsh comes in.
There's Cody, and Bombera, as well as Bledsoe, bringing their equipment down. Sammy Cobb, one of the few drivers to opt for 4 tires and fuel with an adjustment, taking the 43 spot, 1 lap down.
Yeah, they're really going to have to throw a monkey at it and try to figure out how to fix that car. I mean, it's pretty rough to this point.
Brendan Walter, 4 tires and fuel.
Now, this might be the time that everyone wants to come down and get this for fresh Mr. Feelgoods. Kind of spread out. There's not a chance for chaos to ensue. Okay. So Lockhart through 3 and 4 is going to come to complete lap 76. It's just going to give him a huge wad of laps led through this race. Under 50 laps to go. Now we're going to be, I guess it's going to be under 40 laps to go now, huh? So if they can make it to lap 80, it's going to be really good. Signs for them, of course, they tried. They're on the 3 stopper. So if they can get to lap 80, that'll mesh them into that 2-stop strategy, and they don't have to worry about anything but somebody catching them from there. Looks like Deacon Jones has abandoned the 3-stopper to go to 2 in that 22 machine. Got to do anything that they can to do something different, to try to claw out a good finish. It's a difference from a top 10 and finishing 24th, like you see Adam Douglas running right there, as Nick Fountain brings his car down. Nick Fountain not exactly in play. It's been a rough day for the 39. Seems like we've been saying that ever since they picked up the Interstate Battery sponsorship. It's been a rough go of things for Supreme Motorsports to late, and it's definitely uncharacteristic. They got the pole at Las Vegas, and they ran decent, but just not it's not up to the standards for Supreme Motorsports. You know, you see Nick Fountain drop a bunch of positions right now because he's on pit road, but Andrew Weisbecker's also pitted too, so they're around each other. Just so far off from where they usually are. So we go back to that top 10. See, Aaron Douglas is running P9. He's also going to be able to move into the 2-stop strategy. He's going to be running P9 right now. That could be a 9th place finish when all is said and done here at the end. Caitlin Meir has he's pitting now, which is, it's not a bad thing. He can still make it to the end.
Yeah, it's still only 30 laps to run.
Yeah, Caitlin Meir's bringing it down too. Caitlin at target 25 has chased Aaron down on the racetrack and passed him, so it's a good run for that TXS machine. So Eugene Hawk is in pits, which is just going to tell us Lockhart's coming in a couple laps. That's the Team 8 Ben Autosport. They expanded to 2 cars this season. So back to Lockhart, still all domination up front, 11 seconds on his strategy partner in Connor Meir. But that McDonald's Chevrolet is just looking unbeatable tonight. He's going to come down pit road this time. It's going to hand the reins over to Connor Meir. We expect Connor to stay out for just a couple laps like the last stint before he brings it in. It's Brett Pritchard in P3. His teammate Elias Nassar is in P4. And Jeff Cannon, we mentioned it earlier, he was running 30th on the all-encompassing strategy, now P5 in this strategy. Of course, he's going to have to pit. I don't think that he's going to be able to end up P5. Through the pit stops, Thomas Jones has passed Timmy Weathers. So Timmy Weathers must have had a rough go of things through his cycle.
Yes, he actually lost 2 seconds. He lost 2 seconds to Tom Jones on pit lane time. And fun fact, their teams actually posted identical 2 tire stops pit runs there. So that was all on driver for getting on and off pit road. Tom Jones just had the better of it. This could be race leader.
No, it's not. Lockhart's in P5. He's already pitted. He's off a pit road. And he's got 3 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got 3 seconds to chase down the 75.
That's possible.
Connor Meir is on pit road. You're going to expect him to fall back to P10 when everything is all sorted out in that 29 machine. They're going to want 4 tires. We'll see if their crew chief abides them. Brett Pritchard's coming down. Really strong racetrack for the iReal camp. And this Monster Energy Ford, number 3, doesn't exactly have everything that they're looking for. Is Elias Nassar is going to be able to lead a lap? We're going to see Nassar come down pretty soon here. They're not going to be able to go to the end. The amount of fuel that they have on board this Reese's Ford Mustang.
Was one of the longest to stay out. I'm curious to see how well it'll be. Rick,
and Jeff Cannon.
Welcome in.
Jeff Cannon's likely to follow this time, and he does, and that's going to hand the lead over to Joshua Lockhart.
Has that 3.5 second lead over Tom Jones, who has made a charge through this pack today. But lap after lap has gone to the 75 with 26 laps to go. What can go wrong for the team that has nothing gone right for them so far this season? Will it be a yellow? Will it be an incident with another car on track? Will they have an issue on pit road or a penalty? Or does it finally end here tonight in Nashville? The weekly series raced earlier. Mariah Douglas was the race winner. It was her first win since 2022. That will be able to watch in the VOD after the stream is over. You'll be able to watch that race. Trucks will be in a couple weeks. Speaking of you, Rowdy Hemming just popped into the top 10, shows up, gets faster.
Well, it's just the strategy working out for them, I think. As you know, Hoover, the 29 cars kind of faded a lot here. He's 12th. Rob Kreider's also faded out of the top 10. Which is going to be how Roddy Hemming has managed to make it in. He's following the 92. The 92 has been trying to pass the 22, the 1, and the 81 all race and hasn't found a way around them. Cody Erickson has faded back into this battle. It could be so much as 5th, but now they're spread over 2 seconds between them. 23 laps to go.
In fact, there goes another position there for Rowdy as he gets around Adam. Has some good late race speed coming out of this number 51 machine.
Yeah, I think that it was there all race. Just struggled with where he started. I mean, he started P16, so it just was in the thick of things to start the race. And as it gets spread out, his raw speed is going to show.
Gonna focus on this. Longest stint in length came from Joshua
45.
Lockhart there. Oh, I'm looking at
No,
which.
this is 45.
No, looking specifically at Lockhart's here right now. That means 40 laps for this final race. They have evenly split this race into a perfect 2-stop strategy for our race later. You could not get anywhere better on the dot with the math that was done by that crew chief. Fantastic job there from the Banana Sport crew. You can see how varied it is throughout the rest of the field. Some drivers went as short as 26 laps. Some drivers went as long as 45 laps. But Lockhart's crew knew just how much fuel they needed to put into this car and timed perfectly how long this car could go on fuel. So as long as they got enough in there on that final stop, I think this is going to happen for him.
Yeah, I think that Lockhart's pretty much just, he's got it delivered. I mean, there's 5 seconds now. He's just expanding the lead on Tom Jones. There's 19 laps to go. A lot can happen in 19 laps, but he's been the benchmark, and I think that he is going to take it on home, and we are going to finally have Ben Autosport in victory lane.
And check out the lap differences here between Joshua Lockhart and Thomas Jones. Just any orange you see on Jones is him losing time to Lockhart, so that is just impressive. A little bit of a slower lap there, trying to get around the Ryan Vargas machine.
Well, there's going to be a bit of an issue right there as he got way too high entering turn 1. He's going to lose this spot to Ryan Vargas. He's going to chase him down again and pass him. But the 75 car coming into today led a third of the season, and that's only going to improve on the ratio with the amount of laps that he has led today. He's going to go back to the inside of Ryan Vargas. It's just about a straightaway lead between the 75 and the 46. He's going to hip check the 28 car to let him know that he's displeased with the lack of room that he was given.
Now he'll be able to probably reopen that lead once again. Back to over 5 seconds. For Tom Jones was hoping that would hold him up as much as possible, but that's not going to end up being the case. I think the only thing we're going to see make a difference here is something flipping the script. Otherwise, I think Lockhart's got this in the bag. We might see some stragglers come down on pit road for those that paid early. I don't think it's longer. I think it's possible for many of these cars to go on the 40, 47, 48 lap run like Timmy Weathers. Will for sure have to come down pit road. Cody Erickson is going to have to come down pit road. Adam Douglas, I think, might have to come down pit road. So will David Walsh. DK Cottle for sure.
This is almost going to be justice for some of the drivers that lost out on Las Vegas to get a good run today. Saw the 92 was the slowest car on track last week, and he survived the strategy to finish P3. So the 92 having to pit again would almost be the natural scale of things.
Rob Kreider was 3 wide there and made a pass to hold on ahead of Eugene Hawk and Ryan DeLusso. Now trying to get another position here with Connor Mears, fighting to get back to the top 10 with this number 38 car.
There's a couple lap cars ahead of them as you see Adam Douglas is kind of falling back. He might just be saving the fuel, and that's why he's lost so much ground to Rowdy Hemming.
Definitely a major possibility. Rob on the Stories and Cocktail podcast number 38, available on Spotify. Trying to get here to the inside of the 2 and the 29 here, defending and attacking goes Rob Kreider. You know, I see the vibes that you kind of went with on this Granger 88 scheme. It's kind of fitting how I know that's a Greg Biffle paint scheme, but it looks like a Tax Slayer car. Does that make sense?
It's not a Greg Biffle. It's Ryan Newman.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. It is Ryan Newman. It's a 31 paint scheme.
Onesto painted that. And that's why it looks so good, because Onesto did it.
It's still giving me Tax Slayer vibes with this 88 on it. My brain sees red 88 and says that's taxslayer.com.
That livery is the final livery that Ryan Newman won a race in at Phoenix.
I can hear Ernesto going, "What the heck?" from here.
What is he talking about? And these cars are just so far behind.
Big
Josh
group of
Lockhart. He's
cars.
on the.
Lockhart's going to be stuck behind.
Yeah, but all he's got to do is at least put
Oh!
like one or two of them behind him.
I don't think Quinones appreciated that.
That's fine. They'll make it through. But Lockhart just needs to pass a couple of the lap cars in this group, and then he'll be safe no matter how much time he loses to Tom Jones, because Tom Jones will have to pass him as well. It doesn't seem like they're having a good time passing with the cooler temperatures today. We're inside 10 laps to go. The clock is ticking on the field for who is going to have to make their final stop and who can go to the end.
I think we're going to see in the next 5 laps those that got the strategy wrong, and we're bringing it down pit road. And everyone else will be able to make it all the way to the end. 2-stop was definitely the magic number on getting this race done.
Lockhart's only lost about 8/10 so far, trying to work through this traffic. Putting Dawson and Nassar behind him is going to help him. I mean, it's still a straightaway between him and the 46, but still he needs to put as many cars between him and the 46 as he can.
A racetrack that has always been good to us in terms of action and even strategy, but every once in a while you get a team that puts together a race car that is so good and it's so fast it doesn't matter what strategy ends up being played or what chaos is going on around the racetrack. That number 75 car just outright unbeatable today.
Well, the last time we were on a concrete race was Bristol, and I should have ended in a 1-2 with a Lockhart win over Eugene Hawk. And it didn't play out that way. And so then our second concrete race of the season, 75 comes in with a lot of speed. I think that they're going to be a threat at Dover later in this season as well.
Keep in
Might
mind,
have actually taken Dover off, huh?
and I'm going to say this, keep in mind, if we have a car run out of fuel and it triggers a caution flag, that is the end of the race. No overtime in the offline leagues. So if a car
We
runs...
have 4 more laps before we hit that point.
Still, it's just a warning, though. If the cars don't pit, it triggers a caution flag. We're at the point where they would need the caution flag now or the next couple laps. Otherwise, that race is going to be over under yellow.
Lockhart's finally able to make it around the Makoto Kino car, so you can try again on Daniel Quinones. Quinones may just let him go. Message received loud and clear from earlier.
Just going to check in on our battle for our top 10 here, but it's pretty clear Adams won this battle. Rob Kreider's a little bit further behind, and it's Eugene Hawk fighting with a bunch of cars behind. Cars coming down pit road, Cody Erickson.
Yeah, so we might see the 92 come down in the last lap. I think it's going to be that close, because the 15 should have pitted with the 55. They're on the same lap, but Timmy Weathers is still out there running P3.
I'm pretty sure
Rowdy Hemming has passed Deacon Jones for P7.
everyone in this booth right now has fingers crossed that there's enough fuel in that number 75 machine, because what a way to continue.
There's absolutely enough fuel in that. They played the 2 strategy to a T. There's no way they short fueled that car. I'm worried about the 92, but it is what it is. We got away with one last week with the slowest car, so.
See what ends up happening. Free to go at the line.
3 laps to go.
Now, how about the recovery drive for Nick Fountain? We talked about how poor of a race this was being for Supreme Motorsports. Not looking too bad here. Maybe even a chance at a top 10 if they can get in front of the 2 cars ahead of them, with the cars that may have to pit.
14th and 16th right now, and the 41's racing with Justin Osborne and Ryan DeLusso to try to bring them in together. But it's a good end of the race for Nick Fountain. He's going to go around the outside of Connor Mir. I think he'll make this pass work for him.
Rick Hammond coming up over the radio saying he hopes the top six already had a fuel.
Rick Hemming has been a large refreshment for TXS Racing, just breathing life into that 51 car. They tried the rookie Cody Erickson, and I think that everyone in that 51 car might be happy with the fallout from Quinn Izzo, because they got a veteran inside the car that's going to be able to show them what they need to do. Is we're going to come to take the white flag.
5 bad races in a row, a DNF even in one of them. Most laps led, a quarter of all laps led have been led by the number 75 machine, and even so tonight, Joshua Lockhart has led 100 out of the 110 laps. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Fuel is still in the car. The checkered flag will wave. The bad luck ends. Bid Auto Sports going to go to victory lane with Joshua Lockhart and McDonald's 75.
Leading 101 of 110 laps. It's going to outlast the charge to the front from Thomas Jones, who's going to come home in P2. Get Timmy Weathers P3. Austin Fullerton, what a great rebound run for the Mir Douglas number 81 car to finish P4. Donnie Jones P5. John Cittadino P6. We see Rowdy Hemming is 7th. Deacon Jones 8th. Rob Kreider comes home with P9, and then Adam Douglas rounds out the top 10. It was a dominating performance that would not be denied for Joshua Lockhart and Benauto Sport. It's a long time coming.
Love to see it. This is something that's been needed. This team deserves it. They built it from the ground up. It's one of the newer organizations as well. They got a lot of slack last year. They missed a lot of races last year trying to fight and just stay in and make it. And look at this. Came in with one of the best cars this entire season with nothing but the worst luck. And it finally pays off for him.
He got a surprise pole at Bristol last year that no one was expecting. Had a good run before late race cautions took that one away. Had a great run at Bristol this year. Led most of the laps, probably would have led almost all of them, save for the crash with Izzo. And at race 7 in 2026, he is going to be a winner one more time in his FARCA career. It's a driver that hasn't really been to victory lane too often. But this one is going to be, I think this is actually his 3rd win of his career. No, this is going to be his 5th win of his career, which actually kind of moves him. It moves him up to P12 all time in wins. So kind of quiet on his front, but a strong run for the 75 car. It's absolute domination.
Go ahead. This is going to be the unofficial results. Not that. Show that. Okay. Well, there's your top 18 unofficial results from the race. And we're going to be getting the point set up on the website right now.
It's going to be the first time all season where anyone's going to get any kind of dent in Connor Mears' point lead.
I think even Nick Fountain struggled. Osborne. This is going to be an interesting shakeup. Adam might actually move up.
It won't be the point leader, but it's just going to be close. Yeah, we're going to see Adam probably P3 at the end of this.
Cittadino is going to benefit from this heavily too. Get a big chunk taken out of that massive gap that Connor had.
Cittadino is actually going to be P3 for sure, with him finishing 6th. It's just going to be another race where Rowdy Hemming climbs further up the table, up to 30th in points, with 3 less starts than the rest of the cars around him. It's going to be a big shoot up the points for the 51 car.
Got an old glitch returning to the website.
What is it?
When I click on the race, instead of going into the race page to upload the results, it just goes to the top of the page.
Oh, you need to scroll slowly through the page to let every single race load in, even though you haven't uploaded the results, and then scroll back to the top and click on the race.
I see. Yep, that is indeed. That fixed it. Interesting. gotta change the.
Yeah, you got to change them. They did not qualify.
Yep. No cautions.
Yeah, no cautions.
We have one penalty to assess out of qualifying. Alteration of tires went to Austin Yoakum, number 14. Of course, it was one of Brett's cars. Oh my god. I'm not gonna hear the end of that. Poor Brett. Oh, he's gonna be pissed. Joshua Lockhart is officially your race winner. 101 out of the 110 laps led. Sure enough, that point shuffle, Connor still has a crazy lead. 27 points over Nick Fountain. Citadino did bump up into P3 and is ahead of Adam by only 2 points. He's only ahead of Don Jones by 3, and then it's really tight for the rest of that top 10.
Josh Lockhart's now in the chase.
Yes, Lockhart is indeed now in the chase.
With
Barely.
253 laps led.
Barely. The only car to DNF, but it has the best stats in the entire field. One of the fastest paced cars.
And Rowdy Hemming is up to P22.
Connor continues the top 10 streak, barely keeping it alive. Still has single digit average finish of 7.1. And where's our newest driver? Rowdy Hemming. Only 4 races in, but already up to 22nd in points. That means you are 8 positions out from the chase right now. So, Rowdy, even this early into the season.
20 points.
Yeah, yep, only 20 points. Has Chase already in the cards with an average finish of 11.25. Is actually the 3rd highest in the field. How about that for the midseason driver swap? Not a lap led, not a pole, not a win. But of the 4 starts, 3 of those were in the top 10. 2 of them were in the top 5. Even though he starts in the back of the pack, they get that car sorted by the end of the race. Lowest of the full-time drivers is Arthur Xavier, only 11 points. Rob Kreider finally got some points on the board with that good finish, even though he's missed most of the races so far this season. Is bumped up to 42nd. And we now only have 1, 2, 3. Only 3 drivers now to complete every single lap of the season. That's Brett Pritchard, Nick Fountain, and Connor Muir. See who gets the Ironman trophy this season. Not a win yet. It'll come, especially with the stats like that. But that'll finish it up for the Tootsie's weekend here. Nashville Super Speedway. Next weekend, it'll be the Tropicana race, Tropicana Day race, or Chicagoland. We'll get that set up next weekend. We'll see everybody out for that, hopefully sometime soon. Thank you guys all for watching. And if you want to see the weekly series race, after this is done, it'll be immediately uploaded and you'll be able to see the weekly series race and how Mariah won her first race in 2022. And we'll see you guys next week at Chicago.